So you're thinking about jumping into the world of Destiny and you don't really know where to start, or what you've seen online makes some feel maybe that it's a bit overwhelming. So allow me to hopefully be the first to welcome you into the world of Destiny, regardless of if it's your first time or if you're returning after some time itself. Now, what this video is going to focus in on is the buyer's guide. There's a lot of DLC and Destiny runs its content a la carte, meaning if you've ever played any other MMO out there, some of the MMOs have this model where you buy the latest expansion and you get everything that came before it. Some models, like in the case of Destiny, mean that you have to buy each particular piece of content that they have released individually or as a legacy bundled collection. And there is a legacy bundled collection, but at the time of this recording, I'm going to get this out to you now so you know what to buy, what not to buy, when to buy, and hopefully you get the best deal possible when stepping into the game itself. So hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Brian, by the way, if you're new around here. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, you magnificent beast. That's what you get for subscribing here on the channel. You get free compliments somewhere in the intros of these videos themselves. Now, we got a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to the DLC. The most important thing that I can share with you is recent updates from the developers saying they're no longer going to be sunsetting some of their previous content. It is a source of controversy and issues as Destiny has evolved, but at the time of this recording, you're going to find the most content-rich version of this game on a going forward basis. The earlier DLCs that Destiny released are currently not available, and I will keep you guys up to date if they ever make their way back into the game. So let's go ahead and dive in now and talk about what exactly you're going to get included in each DLC. And then also at the end of this, I'm going to recommend what DLCs are the most important things that you want to probably jump into personally, and also kind of give you guys some tips and tricks to evaluate whether you want to decide to pick up everything or anything that's included. Now let's go ahead and dive into the core content, and we're going to start with the Forsaken pack. The reason why it's called the Forsaken pack is that the Forsaken expansion and campaign have been removed from the game, and we do not have an ETA on if they do decide to bring those back in the future. But what is included in the Forsaken pack? Well, you're going to get a list of exotics, and I'll show you guys how you can go take a look at those exotics here in just a little bit of this video. You can also check out the Shattered Throne dungeon and the Last Wish raid. That is what is included as a part of the Forsaken pack. Then we move forward into Shadowkeep. This is the last true expansion that was added into Destiny, and thus you're going to get some more exotics. You're also going to find yourself with the Shadowkeep campaign. This is, will also include the Pit of Heresy dungeon, and you'll find yourself with the Guardian of Salvation raid. From here we go into Destiny's Beyond Light expansion. This also includes the exotics. You're going to get the Beyond Light campaign, the Deepstone Crypt raid, and the Stasis subclass. This is where the expansions start to get a little bit meatier with various different class reworks. And overall, what you'll find as they rework the classes in Witch Queen, those are already included for the base 3 classes as well. But now we move from Beyond Light into the Witch Queen. The Witch Queen is going to include the exotics, the campaign, crafting, the raid Vow of the Disciple, and essentially you can see the various different seasonal pass content and extra content. Now, at the time of this recording, you can purchase this and the seasonal content. The current and final season is season 19, and you'll find that the previous seasons have quest lines and things like that. You can still kind of jump into the content itself, but the battle pass or seasonal pass is no more. Now, the core aspect of this is that the Witch Queen moved the dungeons, as you see that you got those in the previous versions, into the seasonal pass, into that collector's edition mindset. Is the collector's edition worth it for you? Well, you'll pick up a few extra exotics, so the question ends up being maybe. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a few minutes. Now we get into our latest expansion, Lightfall. Lightfall is going to be releasing on February 28th. If you pre-order the game, you're going to get the Quicksilver Storm exotic weapon, a new exotic ghost, and a new exotic emote, and a legendary emblem. That's just for the pre-order. Lightfall campaign is going to come with the new campaign, the new raid. Season Pass has an option for Season 20. Is included as a part of just the base game. You'll get the new Strand subclass, new destination on Neptune, and then we shift into what they're rebranding as the Annual Pass. This is going to include 2 dungeons, Season 21 to 23, a new exotic Sparrow, the Quicksilver Storm Catalyst and Ornament to go along with your pre-order, and 4 Raoul's Secret Stash deliveries once per season, aka you get the exotic right at the start of it rather than grinding it out to the end of it. Now, when it comes down to buying Destiny 2, all right, so if you're ever curious about what you own and don't own in the game, you can always jump into the store and click on expansions, and you'll see everything that you own. Now, the current set of Legacy and collection is going to be the Forsaken Pack and Shadowkeep and Beyond Light. The Witch Queen should fall into that legendary bundle once Lightfall has dropped, being that they're no longer sunsetting things. You'll see that value for that collection is going to go up quite significantly. So right now at this time you can get the Witch Queen, and you can also have the Witch Queen Deluxe Edition, and an additional Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack is also available that includes a dungeon in Gallowhorn and so much more. Now, I would recommend looking into what ultimately is bundled. I was able to purchase my Witch Queen and 30th Anniversary Pack Deluxe Edition all together. That might still be an option for you at the time of this, but if you still want to be able to purchase these things individually, you can do so. Now, I have yet to pre-order Lightfall, namely because I'm going to wait till February. There's no real reason and hurry to pre-order it outside the fact that you do get immediate access to the exotic if you want to start playing around with it, but it is going to be what it is. But which version should you purchase? At the end of the day, if you're looking at this in pre-Lightfall, jumping back into the game, or even post-Lightfall, what do I personally recommend? I think the Witch Queen really knocked it out of the park, especially in terms of its campaign. Now, you can play this game kind of in the sense of, chronologically, Shadowkeep to Beyond Light to the Witch Queen to Lightfall. But I honestly actually recommend, for those of you who've been away for a while, or those of you who are just starting out, to start off with the Witch Queen. The way that it's structured, delivered, and paced ends up feeling so much more, inviting in. I actually struggled more with Beyond Light for whatever reason, and I ended up enjoying the Witch Queen and Shadowkeep way more, even though Shadowkeep, I would say, feels a little bit more on the light end in terms of content for the game itself. Now, I will be absolutely jumping into Lightfall, and so if you're watching this and Lightfall has already dropped, I'd recommend Lightfall. And the reason why is it's going to be the new hotness. It's what everybody's going to be talking about. And narratively, you can always kind of you can always jump in and play whatever expansions you want in whatever order makes the most sense for you to enjoy. But I definitely would recommend the Witch Queen. Now, if you want to play around with Stasis, that's going to be a part of Beyond Light. You're going to need that just for that subclass alone. And so you would probably want to then prioritize Beyond Light just to have access to that playstyle. Strand is going to be included as a part of the Lightfall expansion, and so if you want to be able to play around with the new toys, the new tool sets, that's going to be what you're going to end up ultimately needing to purchase. At the end of the day, I do recommend at some point getting all this content, but let's not deny ourselves the overall cost of this can be quite substantial, and when it comes down to just pricing alone, you might want to just look at your budget and see what ultimately works for you. That's why I do recommend that if you are watching this and you have yet to purchase any of the content itself, look to see what kind of bundles and sales are available so that you can save yourself some money when it comes down to the core aspect of the game, namely the Legendary Collection as well. That might be the perfect place to start. It really just depends on what is on sale and what platform that you're playing on. Now, let's talk about how the DLC and all of this stuff works if you're like me and you're taking advantage of crossplay cross-save. Destiny features a crossplay cross-save system that allows you to continue on any system. For example, I play on PC and I play on Xbox. Before Stadia shut down, I did play on Stadia as well. And one of the things that this allowed me to do is just pick up my progress and play with whatever and wherever it worked out the best. But here's the thing. You will have to purchase the different expansions on each platform. The exception here, the cross-platform nature of it, is the seasonal pass. If we jump into season 19 for me right now, this, my premium season pass, I only have to purchase it once and it unlocks across all platforms. So I'm making the same progress because I already own that season. It's not platform specific. I struggle with that word because that's just the nature of myself. But in terms of the store in and of itself, you will have to say buy the Witch Queen on PC and on Xbox or on PlayStation if you want to be able to play that content. If you get the deluxe edition, which gives you the seasonal passes for those items, you won't have to purchase those on both platforms. So if you buy the deluxe edition on PC, You just need to buy the regular edition on whatever console that you're needing, and it'll save you some bucks because you don't need to buy the collector's edition because you already technically own it. I wish that it was a little bit more flexible, a little bit more clear about how they manage that in game, but it is going to be what it is in and of itself. Now, I do want to highlight one final thing for you guys, especially if you're trying to debate on picking up like the Forsaken pack, etc. If you run up to in the tower, you'll see these monuments to lost lights here, and you interact with it. You pull this up. If you ever want to see like those Forsaken exotics, you can actually just go in and see what they are. Now, as long as you have the necessary items, the ciphers, you will be able to pull down any of the options that you want. So you can see here I have a couple of the different exotics from Forsaken, but I don't have them all yet. So there's a little bit maybe more grinding, a little bit more work that I need to do to be able to get everything unlocked for myself. But that's just going to be give you some ideas about what exotics and stuff are included. And if you're ever wanting to know about the other expansions as well, just visit this thing, take a look and see exactly what you are needing, and that will give you some good ideas about how you can progress and what you should probably be chasing. My recommendation is always to find the fun and not the efficiency in these kind of games, but I know we're all busy people, so sometimes efficiency can be a little bit of fun when it comes down to it. If you guys have any questions, be sure to ask in the comments. Check us out on Discord. We have a growing Bungie Destiny community, and we have a lot of fun. We'll be doing some more raids and stuff like that real soon. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, and you feel like it earns it, hit that like button. It's a great way of helping these videos out here on YouTube. But other than that, I'm going to wish you guys all the best. Thanks so much for being here. Hopefully, I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.